make your way to your seats, we're going to get started. All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. I am Julie Richards, Executive Director for the Murphy Chamber. Happy to host our State of the City luncheon. And make it ready, and then we'll open up the buffet. You can go ahead and go through and get your lunch. First, I'd like to welcome Bobby Tillman with Special Webs. He's going to help lead us in our pledge and our prayer.
Would everyone please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You can remain thankful for just a moment. Let's pray. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for the many blessings that you've given us. Thank you for a beautiful day today. Thank you for letting us live in a country where we can enjoy the freedoms we have. Just thank you for each one of our leaders that are here. Those that may not have been here, just watch over them as they lead our community, help them make good decisions. Watch over us all and keep us in your care. We ask these things down in your name. Amen.
All right, just a few updates. I want to thank Napoli's Italian Restaurant for partnering with us and catering today. Got a wonderful lunch available. Also want to thank Keep Murphy Beautiful. Terry Scott's here, our sponsor for the program today. And just a reminder, after the program today, please stay for the ribbon cutting for Christine Meenan. She's the owner of We Write It Now Resume Design and Career Coaching. And without further ado, go ahead and get started at the buffet. It is serve yourself. I'll actually open up the back there, and there is a non-meat option with this spaghetti dish if you do not want meat. But go ahead and get started, and go ahead and have some lunch. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker for today, Mayor Scott Bradley. He's the mayor of Murphy, Texas. And Mayor Bradley has lived in the city of Murphy since 2001 and served on the city council for over a decade. He was first elected to the Murphy City Council in May of 2007, where he served in a number of leadership assignments, including Mayor Pro Tem, until his election to mayor in May of 2017. Mayor Bradley is retired from the United States Army and Army Reserves and currently works for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas in the Information Technology Division. Mayor Bradley has been married to his wife Julie for 25 years and has two daughters, Skylar and Chelsea. Skylar is a graduate of Texas State University and works at the McKinney Library, and Chelsea is a sophomore at the University of Arkansas. Please help me welcome Scott Bradley.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I've done this presentation for the chamber a number of times. It's always a highlight of the year, so I do appreciate you guys asking me to come in. Over this last weekend, gave the intro, talked about my family. Over this last weekend, I had the opportunity to go up to Arkansas to visit my daughter for Parents Weekend. Now, my oldest daughter is, she focused on her education, didn't really do a lot of involvement in school activities. Had a good time at Texas State. But that's just her personality. My youngest daughter is very engaged and participates in everything. She joined a sorority. She is doing a weekly radio broadcast. She is doing lacrosse. And I keep asking her, are you actually going to classes? Because every 15 minutes there's this other thing that she had to do. And she walked me around campus and I think broke me. We for hours were walking. I need to show you this hall, and I need to show you this. I need to show you the radio station. And I haven't walked the hills. Arkansas is a very hilly place, and every location we were going seemed to be uphill. I'm not sure if there is a downhill, because I don't remember doing any of that. But I had a great time visiting with my daughter over the weekend. And it's interesting when we moved to Murphy, like a lot of us, our children were just babies. And we've raised our families here in Murphy. We've grown as the city's grown, and it's just an absolutely fantastic place to raise a family. And I couldn't be happier to be part of it. So let me go ahead and start the state of the city. It's 2021, coming out of 2020 and into 2021. There's been a lot of challenges, and there's been a lot of great accomplishments that the city has had. COVID has been difficult for everyone. It's been difficult for our community, our businesses, the families. But the challenges that the city is able to stand up to, and the willingness of the community to come together, even at a time where the nation seems to be so split apart, is an absolute wonderful testament to the community. So as usual, I like to come in and talk a little bit about the budget. Yep, I just need it. We just finished up the budget this year, and the property tax is staying the same. We've kept the property tax the same the last several years. And what really drives property tax is the valuation in the community, and as the denominator, and then our needs in operations and debt in order to fulfill our obligations. And what we found was that the denominator, the valuation of the community, County has been very, very conservative in how they raise it. You'll look at any of the estimators like Zillow, and you'll see a 10, 15% increase in your home value this year. And Collin County really kept the community down to a 2% increase. So with that, we did keep the tax rate the same. We do not look at our tax rate, we do not look at the valuation of the community as an opportunity to raise taxes in the community. We look at the valuation simply as part of the calculation and determine what our operating model is, and from the operating model, that determines the rate. So, the community of Murphy, the majority of our revenue does come from property taxes, although we've seen a real nice increase in sales tax over the last several years. So that helps provide an offset and a level of comfort. Other sources of revenue, of course, are franchise taxes and permits and licenses, court revenue. Permits and licenses, years ago, was a huge generator of revenue for the city of Murphy. Every time you build a new home in Murphy, there is a percentage that comes to the city as a permit fee. Anytime the developer builds out a new addition, all of the infrastructure, there's revenue that comes to the city of Murphy. We're built out. So this is revenue that we don't see. So over the years, we've really had to move from huge revenue intake coming from the fees and permits and a reduction in that, and towards the cost for maintaining the community that comes primarily from property taxes. And people talk about, well, it costs a lot to generate, to build a community, and it does, right? You have to have the dollars that it costs in order to, go from volunteer fire department to full fire department. You have to have the cost for all the infrastructure for all of the facilities. But there's a lot of revenue that comes along with that. Maintaining a city is different. Nobody's paying us to maintain a city. Remember, the developer is writing a check. Hey, go fix that road. That has to be paid for by the city. So as you move from a building, from a community that is growing quickly, and all the streams of revenue that comes with that, and you're trying to keep up with growth, to purely a maintenance community where your roads wear out and the water system wears out, and your parks get older, all of that is paid for through these revenue streams, and the majority of that for us is property taxes. We had We have a number of projects that we're working on within the utility fund. We got a CO, certificate of obligation, of $5.5 million in order to work on a number of initiatives. There's 2 still in progress. The North Maxwell Creek 8-inch water line and the sanitary sewer overflow. This just, this list is interesting because it goes to show this is kind of ongoing things. Because next year, there'll be another list. And the year after that, there'll be another list. And there's costs that are always associated with this. Out of the utility fund, that is paid for out of your water fees. So you don't pay for any of this work associated with your property taxes. When you write that check for that water, it isn't just the cost of the water that comes out of your spout. It's all of this facilitation in order to get that water to you. And all of the facilitation to get the wastewater away from you. Now that includes all of the infrastructure, all of the line feeds, all of the water lines. And this is a project that we did this year, or the last couple of years, but within the FY 2018. All right, historical tax rate. This really shows kind of an aggressive effort that we put in place a number of years ago to kind of push the tax rate down. And now, as I said before, valuation is the denominator. And as the value of the community goes up, then your tax rate should, right, as long as your costs are consistent, right, and costs always go year over year, your operating costs always go up just based on needs. But as your valuation goes up, then the rate should go down. And we saw a pretty significant increase in valuation over a number of years. And you can see this in this chart. What I want you to take away from this is, there was a huge political push at the legislature a couple of years ago to say communities are taking advantage, right? They're just taking every penny available and they're enriching themselves based on the valuation increases. No, we're not. Right? Valuation goes up year over year. The rate that we need to generate in order to generate the revenue we need to operate the city goes down. And so that's kind of where we are. We kind of get a little aggressive. Sometimes we do, we have flattened off in order to let the model work itself out. And I'll talk about that a little bit because we're operating out of reserves for a portion of this as we watch that manage itself down. All right. Moving on, where are we in tax rate related to our other cities in our community? We actually do quite well. Murphy at 49.5. Allen and Plano, much larger communities, much bigger economic development revenue that's coming into the cities, right? Their mix, where we're 80-20, they're 50-50 or better, right, in an operating model. So, but we're competitive with Allen and Plano. Richardson at 62 cents. We got Saxe at 72 cents. And Wiley, I give Wiley a hard time. I really do. It's kind of a game with me. I keep threatening to put in a toll booth going into Wiley so that we can generate some revenue. But I got to give them props. They were up close to 90 cents per hundred several years ago. And they brought that way down. Most of that, again, the value of the community has gone up significantly, which has allowed them to bring that down. But it's still a big push. 30 cents of drop in their revenue, or in their tax rate. All right, this is the sales tax revenue for the community. You can tell revenue is rather seasonal for sales tax, as you probably know. I think this is something that is important to this group in specific. For the green line, 2021, you will see, and I'll call out 2020. In the midst of COVID, our revenue spiked. Now, why? There's a number of reasons, I think. Mainly, the city of Murphy is generally has been a bedroom community. Everybody leaves every morning, and everybody comes home every evening, right? During COVID, a lot of us worked out of their houses, stayed in the community, and started spending money in the community as opposed to, Office 75 where I would eat lunch every day. And so I think a lot of that is part of that. But even with that, as kind of part of that answer, we are really seeing, I think, numbers that surprised us coming out of that 2021, that green line. A lot of people are going back to work, and we're still seeing consistently elevated revenue from sales tax. So that's great news, and we hope that we can continue to maintain that. Bond expenditures. As you know, a couple of years ago, we did another bond, and it really focused on 3 areas: roads, public safety, parks and recreation. Those were kind of the 3 areas of the bond. And we are moving along quite well. Blue line is the allocated dollars, the orange line is the expended dollars to date. We're almost done with the majority of these projects. You're in here, there's a list, and I don't like reading lists while I'm doing presentations, but this is one of the projects, the quality of work that you're seeing out of some of these bonds. And I like this as an example because when it was brought to me, on council, I didn't have the vision. And usually that's not an issue for me. I can see these things. I'm just like, oh yeah, let's do the community center. I can see what that could be, and I can see what this park would be. But this was just something empty space. And I just, you want to spend how much on it, and you want to do what to it? Is that really the best use for the dollars? When I walked in here on the tour several months ago, my jaw dropped. I could not envision what this space could be, and I think it's fantastic, for the community. And it really goes to show the process that we go through in order to evaluate projects, run them through to identify, cost versus value, before they get to the residents to make their decisions on whether they're going to support them, is truly a process that brings out the best initiatives like this. There's a couple of others that I just thought were fantastic on our tour. There's a whole new evidence room and redesign of the police department that just was fantastic. Some work that was done over at facilities, but also the parks work, and then the less sexy things, the roads. We're going to do a lot of road work over the next decade in this community because there's areas in the community, even in the north side, that are starting to age out. They're starting to need that work. So this is the funding that we need to be thinking about today. That all of these roads that are going to need to be maintained, panels, curbs, and just the general maintenance of the roads. And sidewalks, we need some sidewalks. We're talking about how we make that happen as well. North Maxwell Creek, that was a road that we were trying to push to be repaved for a number of years. I don't know if anybody uses that road or has been on that road for a while. And that's finally, it's a long delayed project, and it's finally almost done getting all of its concrete. So we're very excited about that one. So here's some pictures. Staff gives me this, and I think I can see it from this distance on all the words, and I can't. I think I need. Is there an eye doctor in the house? So yeah, a number of other projects that we've been working on. Another one that I thought was just a fantastic opportunity was an improvement of the concession stand over at the Central Park. It was really facing in one direction, which I think brought value, but it kind of had ignored the entire fields on the other side. So it really enabled it to be both sides. So hopefully we'll get more use out of that. All right. Oh, and here's a non-sexy one, but staff love it. All of our equipment, or about half of our equipment, was all sitting in the sun and the weather. All the mowers, all the gators, everything. And we know how that starts to really create damage on these vehicles. But for really not a lot of money, we were able to expand the public works area to include this lean-to coming off of the existing building. And now all of that equipment can sit under there. And it really protects it from the elements and protects the investment we have in this equipment. And there is a lot of equipment over there that's used by public works. So, good projects. Let's see what else we have in here. Drainage down in South Murphy, there was quite a bit of drainage. The residents called this the skate park, right? But it really did improve the flow of the drainage. We're working on the drainage going through the timbers, and then of course we have Northville Park and Travis Farms Parks completed. Travis Farms Park, there's an interesting story around that park. When we put it in originally, that used to be an old water treatment plant years and years and years ago. And it was donated, once everything was kind of wrapped up, the land was donated to the community. And we did our first set of bonds. We decided, you know what, the residents were very concerned that we were going to put a road going through it. So let's put a pavilion right where the road goes, and that'll quiet the residents down. They won't think we'll put a little bit of time and money into that off of that bond. And the beauty of it is you knew that Deanna's property was going to develop at some point in the future. And this allowed that park that serves the old Murphy, through Travis Farms and Skylight and all of that, to also for the other side now to be expanded and serve the new community that's in there, and it creates an inclusiveness of both communities that hopefully they can grow with that park. All right, what else do we have here? All right, the recreation department. We're all back in person, so the recreation department is back in service. All their normal activities, the work and effort that goes into everything they do at the community center is just fantastic. The opportunities for using these facilities, both of them, for individuals that want to hold these classes, it's a great outlet for them to have their little mini businesses, and it's a good opportunity for the community. But everything's back in person. The virtual community center, it's something that I wanted to call out, because when we shut down, when we socially distanced, when we had nothing that was available, or we couldn't go anywhere, we wanted to make sure that the community center was reaching out, right? That the community center, that the residents knew, especially the residents with the most need, with young children, knew that they were still there and there were events for them. And so the community center staff got together and started identifying outreach programs that they could provide virtually. We used all of the technologies that were available to us through the we don't use Zoom, what do we use? Through our remote learning, remote meeting software. But we promoted bird watching, National Space Day, lots of different other programs that the virtual community center was offering. All right, community events. How much time did you give me? Because I'll come on all day, so I'm good. All right, community events. We've got Maze Days coming up this weekend. Right, everybody going? Maze Days is one of our premier events. It's starting at noon this year, so it's starting a little earlier. We've got a great, band that's coming in. We've got a blues band that's coming in, which is just absolutely a fantastic, fantastic opportunity. We've got Cousins Maine Lobster. We had them for Tunes, Tales, and Ales. Loved it. Really trying to do something unique, additionally unique every year with the food trucks, that is really the opportunity. But all of your normal, products and services and events will be available this year at this event. And we had our Tunes, Tales, and Ales this year. This was our first event and one of the first events in the Metroplex to hit after COVID. We asked them, we designed the setup to be larger. We designed the setup so that we brought the family-friendly events into the area, so there was less in and out. We gave the vendors more space, but I think what really surprised me is the vendors. We had more vendors this year that were ready to participate than in any year previous. There wasn't, our facilitator for this didn't have to go out banging on doors. They were ready for events and they wanted to come out. So it really turned out as a fantastic event. We usually do this early in the spring when the weather is still good. And because of COVID, we decided that we needed to give it a little bit more time. So the community center staff said, we want to do it in July, which I'm like, you want to do an outdoor event in July in Texas? Are you out of your minds? But God was smiling on us that day. He gave us cloud cover. He gave us a nice breeze, and no one passed out. So I think that was it really ended up being a fantastic event. So what else we got? The signature programs that were canceled in 2021: Rainbow Trout, Daddy-Daughter Dance, Mother and Son event were canceled, and Moonlight Movies. Mother and Son event was modified to an at-home activity, and Moonlight Movies was modified to in-person with social distancing. And what we didn't want to do is social distance this. We wanted to give an opportunity for a real event. And I think on the calendar, we hit it right. We were in a real down period during the COVID. We've gone back up. I don't know that it would have made as much sense today as it did in July, but we really hit a window that I think was fantastic. And then regular events. We had at Sounds of Sundown with Emerald City Band, we had 3,000 attendees, which just, it blew away our attendance numbers. Tunes, Tales, and Ales, we sold just over, just about 1,100 tickets. So 1,100 paying customers coming into that event, and nearly 2,000 people attended, and then of course, music. All right. Coming events: Maze Days, Fall Clean and Green, Fall Sweet, Arbor Day, and Christmas in the Park. Last year we did a trunk or treat as a socially, friendly or socially distanced event where you could drive through the Circle Drive and hit all of the the booths, and the kids could get candy and they could go in all dressed up because Halloween was kind of canceled last year. But we don't see the need to do it again this year, so it's not on our list. We do believe that Halloween will happen this year as a community. We'll monitor that, but that just goes to show the kind of events that the recreation staff came up with to do as an outreach to the community. Christmas Park will happen on as normal. All right. New businesses, you guys know all of these. I just took my car to Caliber Auto Care and changed. Used to say more, now I took my car to Caliber. So they did a great job. Really thought it was a great service. So if you haven't used them yet, do that. We've got Scrambler Cafe. My wife loves to go, drags me there all the time. And Club for Fitness took over the old grocery store and came in. And what else? Ninja Nation. They have done a number of booths at our events, and it really looks like a lot of fun for those that won't break a hip. Yep, and the Healthy Club and others. And we've got a few additional items that are coming in. Sweetwater's in that new development that kicked you out of your space for your spring show, right? So that's finally, that area is finally developing. We've got self-assured storage that's going in up north, finally filling in that space. There still is development space in Murphy that is available. So our economic development area continues to reach out and continues to try to support businesses that want to come into town. So during COVID, like the Recreation Department, the Economic Department decided to come up with a program in order to try to help and support the businesses in Murphy. And this program was Murphy Unites. And they created a number of videos. I got an opportunity to go to all of the outdoor patios and drink a beer on video to showcase that and put that out. And we went and explored a number of other opportunities within the Murphy in order to create programs, outreach programs for to notify our residents and the residents nearby everything that Murphy has to offer. There were other programs, the Murphy Restaurant Index that they came up with, and all these marketing programs. And at the last minute, we decided, you know what, this was a great program during COVID. Let's submit these up to some of these national national assessments to see where we sit. So we placed second for the Hunger Resources Guide in the category flyers and posters and marketing, with no population designation, which means we were competing against all cities, right? Richardson, our little 3-person department was competing against cities greater than 100,000 residents, and we won second place. League City won first in this market, and they have 5 dedicated full-time staff just to their marketing and communications department. We don't even have a marketing and communications department. We just have an economic development department with 3 individuals. We placed third for our overall Murphy Unites campaign in the category Best Plan or Campaign for Population Under 100,000. We tied with the City of Temple for 3rd place, Addison won 2, and the City of Burleson won overall. Again, competing with some pretty big players. And this shows, number one, what a motivated team of people can do when they see a need and they really want to create a program. And it also shows what the City of Murphy has, in our own internal resources and the availability to do this. So fantastic for both of these awards and these programs. And so we found so much value out of Murphy Unites that was born of a need out of COVID in order to ensure that we were helping our economic community continue to thrive as we were locked down, that we've decided that Murphy Unites is something that needs to continue. As part of the partnership that we've got with the businesses in our area, and continuing to try to drive new businesses to come to Murphy. We're going to continue with Murphy Unites. We're going to see more coming out of this space, in the coming months and years, and hopefully more participation with you as an organization in this too. All right. Yep, we got a website, on-site gift raffles, President City events. Yeah. So the videos were fun. I still think I got the best option. I don't know. I had to have somebody drive me home after my video. I don't think any of the other council members said that. So, all good, I guess. But yeah, no, it was fun. And that is the end of my presentation. Any questions? Thank you.
So I just want to thank you for your Bradley, great part of our presentation, part of our community, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you. I don't have the bag. Somebody will fall on me.
All right, thank you so much. All right, now I'd like to introduce Debbie Scott on behalf of Keep Murphy Beautiful. She's our sponsor of the program today. She's going to say a few words. Come on up, Debbie.
Hi, good afternoon. I'll be very brief. I'm just going to go over some of the events we have planned. The mayor did have some of them on the list up there. First off, I did want to announce that we maintained our gold affiliate status. So Keep Texas Beautiful deems, the different city Keep Murphy Beautiful on those, what level they're at. And so we did maintain our gold status. Very proud of that. We are made up of green team members that are also City of Murphy employees. For instance, I'm in the recreation department. So we wear these two hats and we stay very busy, but we feel like it's a really important mission. So let me just kind of briefly go over what we're going to be doing. We have our Fall Clean and Green on October 9th. Murphy residents can come drop off their unwanted items for recycle or disposal. And that's going to be from 9 to noon right across the street at the City Hall complex. We've got our Fall Sweep in partnership with Keep Texas Beautiful. We were able to get free supplies, including COVID protocol supplies too, free through them. We're going to be cleaning up Timbers Nature Preserve. And we're very excited because we are going to allow volunteers this year. We really have not been using volunteers, and we can do this safely. I'm going to cap it at 100, and we'll have cohort groups out there cleaning up. So very excited about that. That's going to be on October 23rd. We're going to do our annual Arbor Day with the Parks Department on November 6th. Again, we're going to be asking for volunteers, and they can come out and help us plant trees in the morning when it's nice and cool. We're going to have our annual holiday recycle ornament contest, and I do want to throw this out to you all. Any group can be a part of this, and it's also a little nice marketing piece because the trees are in the City Hall lobby, and so you can have a sign in front of your tree. We will tell you what recyclable item we want you to get creative with and turn into ornaments, and then we judge those, and there is a gift card prize for the winning tree. So great partnership there. We're going to do our annual recycle truck art contest. If you don't know about that, we have Murphy school children create art based on a recycling theme, and then those we have community leaders judge those. And then those art pieces go on the side of our Republic Services recycle truck and on our Big Belly posters. So the kids are just thrilled when they win this. They also do get a a gift card prize as well. So very excited. We're hoping to do that in person in the council chambers if the pandemic allows. So. Okay, we'll also do our spring clean agreements. So we always do one in the fall and one in the spring. I think we collected something like 72,000 pounds of recyclables and items for disposal in our spring event. So we know we'll be very busy on October 9th. And then a new thing, we created a native garden by the animal control building through a grant process, and it's just kind of fallen in some disrepair. So we are looking for groups of volunteers to come out, just help us weed, spread some mulch. They can use that as service credit, and we really believe it could be a fabulous photo spot, you know, prom pictures, or just a place for people to come have a picnic, but it just needs a little TLC. So we're looking for volunteers for that. So we have a lot going on and a lot that you all can be a part of and just help us keep Murphy beautiful. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie. All right, well, this time I would like to acknowledge city staff and elected officials in attendance with us today. So first I'm going to start off with Mayor Scott Bradley. Thanks again for your presentation. All right, we have Jennifer Berthium, council member. We have Suzanne Bowers with the Office of Candy Noble, Texas State Representative. We have Emma McElherron. I think I said it right. All right, she's with Congressman Van Taylor's office. We have Mike Castro, City Manager. We have Susie Quinn, City Secretary. Jared Mayfield, Director of Economic Development and Community Development. We have Reagan Rothenberger, City Planner. Taylor Prentice, Director of IT. Karen Montgomery, Director of Finance. Whitney Casey, Director of Human Resources, and Debbie Scott, Recreational Specialist and Liaison for Keep Murphy Beautiful. So thank you for attending today. Did I forget anyone? Is anyone else with the city sneak in? Oh, go ahead.
Shows honor to be budget officer.
Oh, Budget Officer, nice to see you, meet you. Thank you for attending. All right. So now, if anyone is a first-time attendee of the Murphy Chamber Luncheon, I'd like you to go ahead and stand and just state your name and your business. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, my name is Khalid Hussain. I'm with Public Key. I have a business named Assurance Services, which does IT consulting and premise to cloud migration.
Great, glad you could be here. All right, anyone else a first-time attendee of our chamber luncheon?
Hey everybody, I'm Scott Bowman. I'm a former educator. I found the history teachers in this room somehow. Like amazing. And I'm also going to be running for office next year as county commissioner. So it's great to see everybody. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you for attending. Great to have you. Anyone else?
And I can say, first disclaimer, I'm a resident of Richardson, but I appreciate the information. I'll be at the next city council meeting in Richardson, and I have a question about tax rates. But I really appreciated the very positive comments I heard today. It's a delight to hear the concerns being addressed. Awesome job from all of the speakers. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, anyone else? Okay, so I will go ahead and give my updates. Again, I'm Julie Richards with the Murphy Chamber. So we have some ongoing and upcoming events. One of our ongoing events is our Thursday morning networking business card exchange event. It's held right next door every Thursday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. If you're a new to the chamber or new to this luncheon and you think you can benefit from meeting businesses from around the community, please come and join us. Bring a friend. We'd love to have you, 8 to 9 a.m. And you can also join us via Zoom. We have a hybrid event that we offer. You can get that link on our website, murphychamber.org. All right, and so coming up, we have a ribbon cutting. We will be having one right after the program. Just wanted to remind you that'll be at 1 o'clock today. So if you can stick around, we'll gather right over here in the corner with the banner, cut the ribbon with Christine Neenan. And coming up on October 16th, the Murphy Historical Society will be celebrating their 10 years as an organization. And they will also be doing a ribbon cutting prior to their celebration. So at 1:15, we'll gather right here in the parking lot outside this building. And then from 1:30 to 3:30, you can stick around for different activities to celebrate with them. I think Donna's up there, she is. So we're going to be excited to do that ribbon cutting on October 16th. Mark your calendar. Also, we have our next luncheon scheduled for November 16th. And this is actually our annual meeting of the members where we vote in our new board of directors for 2022. And in addition to that, we also celebrate our veteran community. And so we offer a complimentary lunch to veterans attending that luncheon. So if you know anyone that might want to attend, Be on the lookout, registration will be soon. They can contact the chamber office to learn more about getting signed up for the event. But that will be November 16th, 11:30 to 1. And also didn't want to miss, I know Mayor Bradley covered this, but if you're not already thinking about it, please attend Murphy Mays Days this Saturday. It's a great event that Murphy offers each year. The chamber will be out there with a special area that we are showcasing kid entrepreneur booths. There's several of them out there eager to show off what they have. It's really great to see. So just come by to see it. It's a lot of fall fun and activities. We want to thank Robertson Orthodontics right next door for their sponsorship of our area. And also there'll be pumpkin chunking opportunities. I'll get into that in just a second. And also, if you haven't checked out our annual directory publication, there are several in the back in the plastic container over there. But if you haven't seen it, we are opening sales for that. So if you are a member of the chamber and interested in advertising in that, it is an annual publication mailed to every home in Murphy about the second week of January. So we're getting ready to put together our 2022 edition. So if you have any questions, give me a call if you're interested in that. So that wraps up my comments, and I will give comments now for Steve Dahl. He's with the foundation. Our Scholarship Foundation is a 501c3 affiliate of the chamber, and he couldn't be here with us today, so I'll just say a few words about the Scholarship Foundation if you're not familiar with it. But proceeds from the foundation fund scholarships that are offered to high school seniors that live in Murphy each year. So it's a very important cause, and one of their big fundraisers is coming out this weekend, Pumpkin Chunkin'. So it's really fun. You slingshot a big pumpkin and you try to make it into these donut holes, and it's a lot of fun, very well known in the community. So kids love it, families love it, and it raises money for a good cause. So again, one more activity when you come out to Mays Days this weekend. All right, so that's what I have, and I think did anyone not get their business card in the bucket over here? Because we have some giveaways, some door prizes that we're going to do right now. So can we have a helper? Let's see. You want me to draw? Okay, you can do it. All right. First winner, Donna Jenkins, all right. So, Keep Murphy Beautiful has a $25 gift certificate, t-shirt, and is this a beach ball? A beach ball, okay, that's fun, it is a happy, big smiley face. All right, great, thank you. Okay. All right, next we have tickets to the State Fair. Compliments of CNS Media. Oh, I'm doing that too. Soil bed system, Mike Hendricks.
I want to say, stop by our booth at Mays Days. We're right next door to Murphy Historical Society. So 2 winners here. You get 2 winners on Saturday.
All right, now we have Sean Daly, Jersey Mike's. Laser Family Dentistry has a little packet. We have a couple of those. All right. Next we have Marv Williams. And last but not least, Ann Bennett. All right, at this time we will adjourn this program. Thank you all for attending. Please stick around for the ribbon cutting right over here. Thank you.
Now we have is just a real brief council meeting.
Julie sent me a text.
Yes. I couldn't have played that.
Who's this? Nice to meet you too. Bruce. There's a lot of you in there, aren't you? So, sure, yeah.
Decided to write short drops.
Yeah.
All right, we need 2 anchors on the end. Sure. You two are going towards the middle. Is he going to be?
Those two. No. It's not my business. Look at me.
And then everyone fills in behind.
Yeah.
Good. Everyone can go ahead and fill in behind. We'll get a picture. Go ahead. Short people in front.
I think you need to be here.
In the middle?
In the middle.
Okay.
Or where do you want her?
Wherever we want.
Julie?
Yeah, she'll be in the middle.
All right.
My name's Allison.
See you going. That's what I was.
Oh, absolutely will. We're late.
Hey, how are you? See you.
I sat behind you during lunch.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Do you want everybody to come up behind it? Yeah, go ahead. Slow. This is a comfortable spot.
Okay, yeah, it is. When you present the plaque, would you rather do it from behind or do you want to come around the front? That's better, yeah. So stay right there for now. Now, these are heavy. Do not drop them. Really hurt on your foot. All right. So don't cut. Get position. You want this kind of.
I mean, how do I do this without
I'll help you.
wonky?
Pull the banner straighter. There we go. So we have some nice line.
Make sure I don't cut the banner.
Yeah. You'll get position.
Oh, you're going
Yeah, that's
You'll
all.
get position.
hold this and hold that one.
Okay. And you're not gonna cut till I tell you what it is. We'll just go like this, but don't shut it.
I better trade scissors like that at home.
Julie, go ahead and make sure you get the picture.
Run with them.
You have it?
Okay.
Yeah, I can get in. Okay,
Get in.
Well, but let me tell you, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to do this. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, cut. Don't cut until I say cut, until she says cut. 1, 2, 3, she says cut. You say cut?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Go 1, 2, 3, cut. And when she says that, then you cut it.
I'll take a lot of pictures.
You know, this is awful heavy.
Don't worry, it's just Can't see you, Julie, you're too short.
All right.
Okay, y'all ready? Okay, hold on.
Say 1, 2, 3, cut. And that's
1, 2, 3, cut.
All right, now everyone stay. Scott, you want to come and then.
Thank you.
Genius.
And then-
You'll get me this.
That may be.
And when you take this picture, you don't have to get all of us in there, Anna.
Okay.
There's
Oh,
no.
I got
Three of us, so
There you go. Just get the three of them. We don't all have to be there.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Awesome.
there we go, there
Whatever
we
you
go.
guys want to do.
Nice son.
If you want to.
Awesome. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I just took a lot, sorry.
This is a presentation of the Orange Tree Commerce.
I might
You must remember to write it down for your services.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it. All right. Yeah, sure.
I can video you. And then usually what we do is do the sharp.
No,
Even entertaining.
I work for, AT&T.
Well, yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I know. I noticed it.
Oh, there's one out here.
Well, we go with Yeah.
Oh,
But see, we always go on Sunday day because you don't have to pay. I can go anytime.
What am I saying?
On a different, I would take my family, it would be an expensive trip for you. We can do some damage on stuff.
You guys say.
It's fine, guys, I'm just trying to read.
love the dogs.
Thank you. Yeah, just whatever. Do you want to sign your ribbon? Hey, everybody, I just want to say thank you so much to all of the Murphy community and the Chamber for recognizing our business. We write it now, resume design and career coaching services. I'm super passionate about helping job seekers. It's going through trying to get hired, it's a thing. And so my goal is to help you get through it with ease and land the job of your dreams. So thank you, everybody, for all the support, and I look forward to helping you guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
software
engineer.
Absolutely. My LinkedIn network has a lot of technical people in it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a big
and
fan
if they
of
see
that.
your articles about, or just your call to actions.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, gosh, the last 2 weeks, I haven't been as active as I normally am, but I just hired, so, go back and be busy again on it.
Yeah, it's good for your business. Hey, it's something I don't use it anymore. But you know how people will not update their profiles or anything until they're looking for a job. And it's like, you need to keep up to date.
I know.
I'm gonna sign the bill, and I wanna talk to you for a minute.
I get you.
Yes.
Okay. Is that?
Okay. Well, yeah, let's use this one, but still on one side and up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the 16th.
I'll have a good week. It's a guest for free, right? We were just
Yes. Well, yes, it's like your first luncheon. You decided that. Yes.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Julie.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
So 16th.
All right.
That's when
Yeah.
Oh, I got mine to go. You showed it.
Yeah.
I got
Do it.
I had her last time, maybe. I'm gonna put that.
Oh, yeah, no, I see her take a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
Do you need to collect all this stuff?
Yeah,
Put it back in your car?
but I'm not in any rush, we can talk.
Okay.
I just go in my
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
These are short heels, but it's hammer time.